Hello, this is Randy and Tasha Cross, and this is Marriage Loosen the News, where we are all about helping people grow and develop healthy relationships. So today we are going to do some Q&A, and it's all
Renee.
and it's all around COVID. So we had someone send us two questions. So we're going to do the lighter question first.
Okay.
So the first question is, what do you do when your significant other does not want to wear a mask when you are going out and about in this COVID-19 environment?
Well, um, I would put on a mask so she wouldn't have any issues. But for those of you who are running into this situation and have this issue with one another, and you can't come to an agreement, like meaning you can't, the person not wanting to wear the mask for any reason is not willing to put it on, and it's not a real health issue or a real complication with putting one on, then you just might have to agree to disagree, meaning that you go grocery shopping separately. You know, one takes the responsibility and the other stays home. Um, but there also has to be an understanding that, excuse me, that if the person that's not wanting or willing to wear a mask out and about, if you come up with any of those COVID-19 symptoms, you got to self quarantine yourself. And so, you got to understand what that means. So that's no touchy feely, no boom boom room. You can't, you're not going, it's going to be, is it worth it? Really just, count the cost and really understand uh, what's the best way to go about resolving that issue. So, if you can't compromise, you can't really come to an agreement, then it might be best that you seriously just go separately and, one person takes on that responsibility. Most preferably, the one that's willing to be responsible and wear the mask should probably be the one that's going out and doing the shopping. But that's my answer to that.
So I would add to that, when they come home, screen them. So get your temperature gun out or your thermometer and stick it up their butt if you have to. And then you make sure they ain't coughing or whatever else. And if they showing any signs, put them in the backyard. Have a tent back there. They're going to stay back there for 14 days. Because if you want to act a mess, do what you want to do, act how you want to act, then you got to deal with the consequences. You ain't coming up in my house. So,
Well, I gotta add something to that, man, because what if they asymptomatic and they're not showing any symptoms, but they
ain't
have
nobody
it?
categorizing A, B, C.
Can we get
D,
can we get a
E,
hold of some
F.
COVID-19 tests to send them out to the individuals who are having these issues? Me personally, if I personally had the issue with her, I would want to test her. I got to test her for some antibodies, or we need to figure out where
He ain't gonna
she is.
test me.
Where
He ain't gonna
she
test me.
is,
He gonna catch COVID too.
yeah, I probably would.
All
But
right. So, on a more serious note, the second question is, how do you maintain basically a healthy relationship in COVID-19 when you are now stuck in the house together 24/7? Basically, how do you not kill each other? So, we have four things that we think could help you in this process, and we'll start with number one,
one,
which is space. So, before COVID-19, how much time did you spend away from each other? Meaning, time you had away at work or if you did something else. So if you were used to being gone away from each other 9 to 10 hours a day, you probably want to implement that same strategy in the home. So you choose a room that you're going to be in for 9 to 10 hours. You choose another location you're going to be in for 9 to 10 hours because that space and that separation allows you to miss each other. If you are seeing each other every 10 minutes, every 15 minutes, you get tired. People need space. Give the person time to be missed.
right?
So you got to create that space and you really got to separate so that when you see each other, it's like, hey, I ain't seen you all day. What's going on, boo? So create the space, separate rooms, separate areas for a certain length of time. And you all need to agree on what that is.
Okay, I like that.
Good.
All right, next.
The second thing is individual time. So do you want to talk a little bit about individual time?
Well, as far as things to do, or
So yeah, just like what would you do with your individual time?
Well, just some of the things to kind of pass your time or uh, enjoy that time that you have by yourself. You can read a book if you like word puzzles, if you like watching movies or exercising. You can create a game, learn a new hobby, um, or just relax and rest and, really enjoy some downtime if,
Mhm.
if your normal day to day activities really don't give you that opportunity. So, I would definitely just try to do an activity that's relaxing, but something that's enjoying as well.
Right. And the whole point of the individual time is similar to like if you came home from work and my husband likes to play basketball. So if he was going to go off and play basketball, I don't play basketball. I'm not going with him, but that's his individual time. So he
Right,
disconnects, but he does something that restores him, that gives him energy, that gives him a way of escape, but it's strictly for him. So it's similar to the whole separation of space, but it's specific
right,
to your individual thing that you like to do.
right. And of course, with it, COVID being as rapid and rampant as it is, some of the activities that we're used to doing, we just can't
Mhm.
do right now.
Right.
For instance, she loves skating, and that's definitely something that she does, that she enjoys, and it definitely gives her an opportunity to relax and do something that she enjoys. So you just might have to try to just tweak some things, maybe get some wheels that allow you to skate outside in your area, your neighborhood, or around in the park, and you can still get that same type of activity and that same type of enjoyment and relaxation that you get doing that activity.
Right.
So,
So the other area, the third one, is purposely spending time together. So when you have your separate places, your separate space, you're doing your own individual thing to make sure that you're restoring yourself, you're releasing it, frustrations and things like that. You also want to purposely say, how are we going to get together and spend some time together? So
right,
you need to schedule it. It could be 2 days a week, 3 days a week, this time frame on those days, but adhere to whatever schedule you put together and then make it creative. So some of the things that you could do together,
date night at home.
date night at home.
So, if one of you cook well, then, you can cook up one of your favorite dishes and lay out some candlelight, put on something a little jazzy and, sit at home and really enjoy each other. Still having dinner. It'll be just like going out, but maybe even a little bit better because, some of the amenities that you have at home are a little bit closer to you, so if things get a little heated, it's just, it's better. It might turn out to be a really good night for you if you could set everything up right, get the mood going and get those emotions flaring. So definitely, you could do date night. You can exercise together. Exercising is a really good thing. We found that jogging with one another has definitely it gives us an opportunity to get some cardio in, but also we find ourselves conversating with one another, and it's a really good opportunity for us to bond. So, you can exercise. You can play games with one another. We like card games. We like board games. You can make up a game. You can learn a new game together. The one thing I will caution is if one of you have a competitive bone in your body, you might have to ease up off that because I'm speaking of myself since
It
she's
sure
looking
is.
crazy. I'm extremely competitive, so I like to win at any cost. But you do want to have fun while you're playing the game. It shouldn't end in an argument just because the attempt was to enjoy one another
Right,
with that together time.
right.
So
Yep.
you have a couple other things, or
And I would say, if you have a backyard, maybe y'all could camp under the stars.
I like that
You do
picnic,
something
or
like that, like
yeah,
a picnic or something like that. Or you all could do some crafts together. Mostly that's a women's thing, but you can, do that with your woman. You ain't got to be all manly all the time.
right.
Or you can
That's
spend the day,
compromising.
or you can spend the day writing letters to each other. No
Oh
texting, no
yeah.
phone calls, no
Hmm.
talking. It's just all letters. That can be romantic and it can be fun. You
Absolutely.
might have to tighten up a little bit on your penmanship,
Right.
depending on how your writing
Get that
is.
grammar and punctuation together. But yeah.
Right. But there's all kind of things that you could do. You could have a movie night, right? It's so many things that you could do, but just try to keep it flavorful, keep it different, and just make sure that the intent is for you all to spend time together, to enjoy each other, to have fun together. Um, that's the whole purpose.
Absolutely.
And then, oh,
What?
and then the fourth thing that we would recommend is home projects. And the reason why we say home projects is because you're spending so much time at home,
Right.
and it's hard to get out and do something different. So another outlet is to do some things around the house. So
Absolutely.
you could repaint a room, you could refurbish some furniture, or you could do some yard work. You can start a garden, whether it's in the home or outside of the home.
Absolutely.
Or you could remodel a room, right? It's
Yeah.
so many different things that you could do, especially things that you never had time to do, couldn't get to because you were too busy. But now that you're at home, you may be able to do those things. And also, you can do them individually, or you could do a project together.
Right.
And you could be working on that project through stages, so you're connecting on some frequency together to work on that project.
Sounds great to me.
Yeah. So don't forget to like,
Share,
and subscribe. What does that mean?
so
You didn't say nothing about the notification bell. Oh my God.
Hit the notification bell
Don't hit it.
and seriously, we thank everyone for all the comments. We really appreciate all the feedback, all the support, and all the views. It's definitely it definitely pushes us and encourages us to keep doing what we're doing. Please keep sending in questions and suggestions about topics because we're more than willing to talk about any and everything. And if anything, you're gonna get a laugh. So thank you again, and see you soon.
See y'all.